Newsletter from the Trembleys, Lyle. Even though we live on a large isthmus between the Andaman Sea and the Gulf of Thailand, baptisms are not easy. We don't have room or facilities to have a tub at the church, and there are not public pools readily available in Chumphon. The sea is an option, but the waves are not conducive to a safe baptism. We've been waiting to baptize since last spring. Those that have been saved were anxious to obey the Bible and be baptized. When we returned to Thailand last month from our whirlwind furlough, we began making plans. We have a lady in the church whose sister has a villa or large vacation rental house with a pool. Her sister graciously offered the house for one day so that we could have a baptismal service. We had 8 people ready to be baptized, and so we scheduled our afternoon service at this villa on Sunday, February 18. We had a good turnout, and all 8 of our new Christians were there. The 8 were excited. A couple were apprehensive about being baptized. Sadly, the filter system on the pool had stopped working, and the water was murky. You could not even see the bottom. We tested it and determined it was not safe. The sea was only an 8-minute drive away, and so we loaded folks in the back of our pickup, a couple of cars, and Brother Hand's SUV, and headed for the beach. The nearby section of beach is almost always beautiful and empty. It was that day too. We unloaded and assembled by the water. I talked about the necessity of salvation and the need to be baptized after salvation. Then we began. The waves were 2 to 3 feet high and were coming every 10 to 15 seconds. The water was shallow, and so we had to go about 150 feet into the surf to have depth enough to immerse people. It made things pretty difficult. Dave came out into the water with me to help. We had 2 kids, 6 and 7 years old. We had 3 teenagers and 3 adults. The kids were the most difficult, but also Asians are not tall, unlike Dave and me. We tried to protect them from the waves as best as we could, and then immerse them quickly during the 10 to 15-second lull between waves. It was certainly the quickest baptisms I've ever had to do. Dave was a wonderful help as he assisted in getting them up out of the water before the next wave crashed down on them. Everyone was excited, thankful, and jubilant as we finished safely. As I mentioned last month, David and his family are returning to the States in April. He will be taking a position with a Christian school or church, but the Lord hasn't shown him where just yet. Janet and I will be returning at the same time to help them get established, to have medical tests, and to finish our furlough, which was cut short due to Janet's father's homecoming. We still have 9 churches to visit to finish our furlough. We anticipate being in the States for about 10 weeks before returning to Thailand. We will be having online church during those 10 weeks with a Chumphon church, and we are continuing to have online classes with our Chinese Christians. As always, thank you so much for your love, support, and prayers.